Letting number 8621, Grand Center Arts Academy Plaza. We have 5 bids. Rainier Construction, LLC, RAINERI, $1,036,167. 1036167.00. Cosney Wagner, Inc. KOZENY, Wagner, Inc. $1,056,855. Excuse me. 1,056,855.00. Hankins Construction Company, HANKINS Construction Company, $1,251,733. 1,251,733.00. Gershenson Construction Company, Inc. GERSHENSON Construction Company, Inc. $1,337,277. 1,337,277.00. RV Wagner, Inc. RV WAGNER, Inc. $1,160,000. 1,160,000.00. With the low bidder, please meet with Ms. Bean in the hallway. Thank you.
Can you call the roll, please?
Director Scobie.
Here.
Director Rundy.
Here.
Director Hayes is excused. Director Roth.
Here.
Director Moore.
Here.
Director Gray is excused. And President Bradley.
Here we have a quorum. I call a meeting to order.
From the President, plans and specifications for letting number 8623, Washington Avenue Streetscape Phase 1, Grand to Sheldon. Plans and specifications for letting number 8624, Newstead Avenue Improvements, St. Louis Avenue to Natural Bridge Avenue. Contract and bond for letting number 8615, Forest Park Parkway over Metrolink Bridge replacement. Bridge number 0250.04. Addendum 1 to the plans and specifications for letting number 8625, Downtown Traffic Signal and Roadway Improvement. PSA number 1189, design of the reconstruction of taxiway K, L, and S from taxiway Echo to runway 12R through 30L, rehabilitate runway 12L through 30R, outer panels, and taxiway Kilo north of runway 12L through 30R, Lambert St. Louis International Airport. Recommendation that monitoring agreement between St. Louis Agency for Training and Employment, Slate, 1520 Market Street, and the City of St. Louis be approved. From the President, Director of Public Utilities, Streets, and Public Safety. Joint recommendation that permit for SAK Construction, LLC, Goodwin Construction, JV, to blast 200 feet below 8983 Riverview Drive in order to facilitate the construction of Moline Creek Storage Facility Project for Metropolitan Sewer District. From the Director of Public Utilities, recommendation that the Board declares as an emergency to grant AT&T request for emergency permitting for temporary wood poles set for the AT&T cell site at the new Learning Center School at 6651 Kings Highway Boulevard be approved. From the Director of Public Utilities and Streets, joint recommendation that the following permits be approved subject to certain conditions as follows. AT&T Missouri, starting at manhole at 3668 Cleveland, bore new fiber 33 feet to new handhold at 3801 Shenandoah. Place new 4x4 concrete pad with fiber distribution box also from handhold bore 4 fibers to riser pole at 2233 South Spring. Southwestern Bell Telephone Company, doing business as AT&T Missouri, starting at existing AT&T manhole located on North 21st Street at alley between Locust and Olive, rear 2100 Locust. From this manhole, saw cut, remove, and restore alley, turn and cross alley for an ending at rear of building at 2100 Locust. Charter Communications, due to lack of pole spacing in accordance to NESC, Charter will relocate area coaxial cable to underground. We'll be doing a 2-inch underground bore starting in the southeast corner of 4725 Morgan Ford and Wallace at 4749 Gravois. Level 3 Communications, LLC, starting at the side of 1795 Delmar, proposes to install by boring and removing and replacing street pavement to install 625 feet of conduit, fiber optic cable, and copper locate wire, and 2 manholes ending at 800 North 17th Street. Union Electric Company, doing business as Amarin, Missouri, to relocate and set pole on the west side of K Court north of Robert Avenue. Union Electric Company, doing business as Amarin, Missouri, to install fiber optic cable under the east and west side of 15th Street at Pampin, west of 14th Street. Union Electric Company, doing business as Amarin, Missouri, to install fiber optic cable under the east and west side of 17th Street at Pampin and at the north and south side of Pampin at 17th, west of 15th Street. And Union Electric Company, doing business as Amarin, Missouri, to install conduit from the interstate of 14th and Clark and extend approximately 160 feet west of Clark Avenue. Recommends approval subject to certain conditions. From the Director of Public Utilities and Public Safety, joint recommendation that permit for Chippewa Lofts, LLC, to consolidate land at 4500 through 04, 4522, and 4524 Pope in City Block 3560 be approved subject to certain conditions. Recommendation that permit for Paul J. Marshall and Kathleen Marshall for a boundary adjustment at 6155 through 65 Columbia and 6154 Simpson be denied by reason of Board Order 720. From the Director of Streets, recommendation that permit for Fred Weber Inc. to exercise their first 5-year options to their lease agreement with the City of St. Louis to extend the term for additional 5 years. For the lease is for approximately 3 acres of City of St. Louis property and 800 linear feet of mowing privileges along the unimproved wharf in the vicinity of Shoto, Lenore K. Sullivan Boulevard and Wharf, and the southern right-of-way line of Covent Street. This area is used for parking, equipment operation, office, and stockpiling commodities and mooring barges. The City of St. Louis Port Authority recommends approval. And recommendation that Alberici Constructors, Inc., to renew their lease agreement with the City of St. Louis by exercising their first 5-year option to extend the term for additional 5-year period. The lease is for 600 linear feet of mooring privileges and 440,000 square feet of city property south of the prolongation of Humboldt Avenue on the unimproved wharf. From the Director of Parks, Recreation, and Forestry. Recommendation that permit for Forest Park Forever to use for Langenberg Field, September 27, 2016, for the Sip and Soar event. For recommends approval to. It is understood that the charter helicopter tours of Forest Park will be provided by Gateway Tours. From the Director of Public Safety, recommendation that the following be declared a festival zone as follows. Hispanic Festival, September 23rd through 25th, 2016, at Soulard Market Park, from 9th to 7th along Lafayette. Free for all, October 1st, 2016, at Roger, between Thelozin and Oak Hill, and Curb Lane of Thelozin from Roger to west of 4011 Thelozin. Tristan Fest, October 1st, 2016, at Ohio, from Cherokee to Alley North. JDRF Walk, St. Louis, October 2nd, 2016, at Olive and North Ewing to Market to 13th to Olive, returning to the starting point at Olive and North Ewing. Holly Hill Grills, October 2nd, 2016, at Wilmington, between Leona and Marwina. Strut Your Mutt, October 8, 2016, at Carondelet Park, and Rock and Roll Marathon at Kaufman and Poker Parks, 13th and Chestnut, and Downtown Streets, October 15, 2016. Now we have the conditional use.
My nerves.
Hello, Dylan Mosier, zoning plan examiner for the City of St. Louis, representing the building commissioner per board order number 766, transmitted here with our recommendations for the following conditional use agenda applications. Approval is recommended for one application. That's 1045 South Taylor. Approval with conditions is recommended for 5 applications. 3221 Harper, 5060R Manchester, 3125 Chippewa, 2301 Carr, and 6100 Delmar. I request that these recommendations be approved as submitted.
Are there any questions on the conditional uses?
Yes, I'd like to add a condition to apply for, receive an encroachment permit from the Board of Public Service.
That additional condition is noted. Any other questions or comments? Seeing none, I'll take a motion, please.
Move to approve the conditional use permits as modified by Streets Director.
Second.
Moved and seconded for approval as modified. Can you please call the roll?
Aye.
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 Aye. Approved. I'd like to consider the meeting minutes from last Tuesday, September the 13th. Before we entertain any further questions or comments, I'd like to note a few changes to these minutes. Under the motion of the Director of Public Safety, under the motion of the Director of Public Utilities for the special meeting called, as far as the votes are concerned, it should also reflect the abstained vote of Director Rundy and Director Moore. Under hearing number 8190, the second sentence should read, Motion of the Director of Parks, Recreation, and Forestry to not revoke the permit and to amend condition number 6 to state that no payphones or vending machines are permitted. Under hearing number 8189, it should read revocation of permit number 92788, Huckleberry Finn Youth Hostel, Cochran Tom and Sheila, issued to operate a rooming house at 1904 South 12th Street. Interested parties appeared, were sworn in and heard. Motion of the Director of Health and Hospitals to revoke the permit, seconded by the Director of Public Safety. Are there any other questions, comments, or corrections that need to be made to those meeting minutes? Seeing none, I'll take a motion, please.
Move to approve the meeting minutes as corrected.
Moved and seconded for the corrected meeting minutes. Can you call the roll, please?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, the minutes are approved. Addendum number 1. Are there any questions or comments on the addendum?
Second.
Moved and seconded for approval. Can you call the roll, please?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, the addendum's approved. Today's agenda, are there any questions or comments on the agenda?
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve with call for the use of previous rule. Is there any objection to the use of previous rule? Seeing none, today's agenda is approved. Motion for adjournment, please.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Meeting adjourned.